jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
WBC is back on the boulevard once again. Man, big shout out to the ones that's in the building. I be who I be. Salute to you, brother. Say salute WCS. I know we've been going at it the last couple of weeks, but it's all love. No doubt, man. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about anything. That fight ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? It was just, normal energy debates, Nothing disrespectful. So, like some people, it's all good. Pop on deck, what's good? Stick 'em my boys. Fishing sports, what's good? Salute WCS, salute chat. Is the grease hot yet? No doubt, for sure. For sure, man. We got to talk about something I was just speaking to somebody about not too long ago. The state of boxing affairs, man. Big Blunts and boxing in the building. Salute to you. Big salute, family. Salute to you, bro. New media today, USA Boxing on deck. What's going on, Coach Malachi in the building, man? Salute to my brother WCS. Salute to you, brother. Y'all definitely check out these channels. New Media Today, USA Boxing, Big Blunts and Boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out these channels. You feel me? Showtime Shot News, the media marketing agent. Be sure to check out his channel. Team Tucker on deck next week. You know what I'm saying? Check out these channels, man. It's doing the damn thing. WJ Luckett, let me take care of you right quick. WJ Luckett says, salute WCS. This is exactly why Bud insists on transparency and guarantees. Don't start kicking no knowledge. Don't start kicking no knowledge. Let's talk about Mr. Rougarou himself. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Mr. Rougarou himself, man. Regis Prograis, man, is 28 victories, 1 defeat, and 24 knockouts into his professional career. We know that the lone loss was via the WBSS freaking tournament that he ended up meeting Josh Taylor for unified titles. And, just so happened, Regis came up short on that. Regis has always been one of those voices that isn't as vociferous as you would like. It's not like he lacks the confidence to talk shit. It's the fact that in between fights, Regis ain't doing too much. Every now and then, Regis will pop up out and start talking. Like when he was in the WBSS and he dropped out of it, and they thought him and Adrian Broner was gonna fight. He said the money ain't right and everything else. And then he went back over there. He lost his title. But I guess they made the money right. So that's one thing I can say about Regis. He advocates for himself. He has always done that. It's just a lot of casual boxing fans wouldn't know who Regis is. They wouldn't. But as far as the hardcore fanatics, yeah, they'll know who he is. And right now, he's a 2-time world champion, campaigning at the junior welterweight division. And he's one of the hitters over there now. Unfortunately for him, him heading into this fight, right? Jose Zepeda, is coming off some classic knockouts, man. And people just like giving him every crown that they could. He's that dude, he's dangerous. And Regis, stepped in there with him for a freaking fight, a contention for the vacant title. And he ended up stopping him, man, in the 11th round. So Regis pretty much cashed in on Jose Zepeda's chin. He did what he's supposed to do. He went in there, he looked impressive. He didn't look sloppy. He didn't face no extreme adversity, none of that shit. But yet, when it came time for him to go to the bank, you know where they supposed to be holding all the collateral, the money, you know what I'm saying, the tender. When he went to cash his check, supposedly, Regis Prograis was told there was insufficient funds for that check to be cashed. Now, the wild part about it, somebody said that's why, Terrence Crawford, negotiate the way he do. I get it, man. Like, people still hating on the fact that Crawford said he got half his money in the bank already and he'll have the other half on fight week, right? They mad as I don't know what. And what got them more bent out of shape is that Regis said that they said it was insufficient funds. And this man went to cash out. He did his due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Went in there and gave us an exciting performance. And he's ready to go get his compensation. You know what I'm saying? He has things to do with that. And, for him to go up there and get embarrassed like that, man. And then, one thing I do know about Regis, right? Regis won't hesitate to go to social media about shit. He won't hesitate no more. He will jump on social media. Just like when they scheduled Jorge Ramirez and Jose Zepeda to fight for the WBC title. You know what I'm saying? Why Jose Ramirez? So he said, man, I can't believe they don't have me in there, man. Man, that's messed up. I'm not getting a title shot. This, that, and the other. Somebody need to fix this. And they end up fixing him. He went in there and stopped Zepeda. You know what I'm saying? And just to be petty, Jose Ramirez is now trying to fight Regis. But you would think this far in the game with boxing, man, situations like this would absolutely stay dormant. Stay in hiding, bro. There's no way that this should happen on the level for which it did with Regis, man. There's no way. It's just too much that he understands what's supposed to happen in boxing. So I'm pretty sure the people that was dealing with understands that too. But for him to go to the bank and get embarrassed and it says insufficient funds. Now, through further research, supposedly those individuals that was in charge of those monies have flagged that particular check because the lump sum of money, the amount, you know what I'm saying, the amount of money it was. That's what I'm guessing. Shout out to Shaw News to Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Showtime. Shaw, what's good? Salute, coach. But I believe that's what it was. They flagged it or something when he attempted to cash it. And I really don't know what the database, how the format set up as far as them recognizing this amount of money, that amount of money. But really, cashing a check like that, not yet. Intelligence will tell them on the distant end who's cashing the check or whatever or something like that. I mean, I know it's a way to find out, but if somebody writes you a check right now, all they're gonna see is a check coming from this institution. It's not gonna be so much. They're gonna give you every bit of information on that person trying to cash a check. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on our level, when somebody writes you a personal check, of course, but they have to have the amount. They have to have sufficient funds in there for that check to clear. And, Regis was told that it's insufficient funds. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I know he had to be somewhat embarrassed, but not too much, because it's not like he's dealing with a couple unscrupulous, mischievous individuals. There's real grimy businessmen. If a security measure was put in place and, a red flag went up when Regis tried to cash the check, I understand that. But I say to myself, like, who is responsible for this? Because I was just having a conversation with somebody the other night, and they was telling me the state of emergency like boxing is in. And I said, well, boxing is not one entity, so to speak. It's just so many people. He said, yeah, it's kind of complex. It's kind of complex unless you know the inside and business of boxing, because as we already know, it's been changing up a little bit anyway, with especially with pay-per-views, where you have people illegal streaming and all that. That's one effect for boxing. And also it just comes down to how people run their business. You know what I'm saying? Like situations like this, it should be something else in place where those individuals that's on the distant end should understand what amounts or what checks will be cashed in the next week, 2-3 months, whatever the case may be. They should know. You know what I'm saying? They should let their bank know this is the amount of monies that we distributed out. It's on the books. This is what we distributed out to the fighters, and these are the amount of checks from start to finish, top to bottom, that the amount should be extracted from the account. And it shouldn't be no problem. But for Regis to go over here and go through what he did, and then I'm just going around. I heard that. I read what Showtime said. Trump possibly didn't get paid either. Is it protocol or profiling? I don't know what it is, dog. Like, I'm saying to myself, like, who else didn't get it? I was like reading something. They said Jose Zepeda got his shit. Who didn't get it? Because it wasn't like it was a heavy card at all. Not even close. But for them not to get their money, especially Regis, who was the main event, and put on an amazing display and let people know he is a true threat at 140, he couldn't get his money. So at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm pretty sure he got his money by now, to be honest. If it was just one of their security measures they had in place, and it sent up a red flag that, hey, somebody's up here doing this, that, and the other, trying to cash for this amount of money. Must have been a nice lump sum of money for them to run a red flag and try to see what was going on. So shout out to Regis. He's still getting paid. He came down here to Atlanta in a Triller and made $800K for fighting Ivan Redcatch. Like, dude, come on, man. Ivan Redcatch wasn't even close to, motivated to go in there and fight Regis in a tough fight. Plus, the ring was small, too. The ring was small. And then Redcatch pulled a Amir Khan and said he was hitting the groin. And the shot didn't even go anywhere close to that. And he just played, man. He just really sold himself out, bro. He quit. They even had to, they was trying to pick him up. He didn't want to get picked up. And then he got carted out on a stretcher. And then I was told, once he got back there, everything was good. He made it back to his feet, walked around. He pretty much went and got his check. And that shit cleared, too. From him quitting. But Regis definitely understands what the business is about, man. I'm pretty sure by now he got his money. Everything is cool. I know it was good. It was a good opportunity to get some banter out there. You know what I'm saying? Gave me a little bit of time to work on my thumbnail shit. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of 140, right? I don't know what's been going on with these other cats that's thinking Regis Prograis, Mr. Rougarou himself, is a soft opponent. Like, I'm reading around, especially in Facebook, they saying all these people that can come up there and goddamn take the belt from Regis, and I'm like, I guess you can blame Regis for giving the people the impression that when he's in between fights, he ain't saying too much. He don't mind. He's just gonna stay out of sight. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? I guess I can blame him, and then I can blame the casuals that may not know who he is to pretty much attach themselves to the more popular names to think it's gonna be food to come up there and fight Regis. That goes for any one of them. Any one of them. People, Teofimo Lopez name is popping up. He fights next week, right? So if you look at him, people saying, "Oh man, that'd be a good fight." That would not be an easy fight for Teo. That won't be an easy fight for Regis. You know what I'm saying? It's good that I can chop it up and say, okay, this potentially may happen on the forecast, but do I see it happen anytime soon? Hell no. I don't. You know, that goes for, Subriel Matias, man, Gary Antoine Russell. Who else do we have up there? Well, you don't have to worry about Jose Vargas being in the mix anymore. You know, Jack Catterall's still up there, Josh Taylor. We don't know if Regis is ever going to get a rematch with Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal right there. The guy who gave him his first L haven't even came back around to even giving a rematch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why that's the case. Why Josh Taylor won't even entertain that shit. Because I say to myself, right, as I'm always frolicking these boxing streets, I go over there and I say, well, Josh Taylor was able to pick up the belts and everything, and then he came off the belts. So the rumor mill has it that he might face Jack Catterall again. Whoever it is, if Jack Catterall gets a rematch against Josh Taylor, you know what I'm saying, and Regis don't, I guess that just comes into play with what boxing's all about. Like, boxing has no chapters that are all written the same. You might get chapter 1, and they might give you section 1, chapter 1, section 2, chapter 1, section 3. It's just people do shit differently throughout boxing. So if Jack Catterall, who I believe they're going to give another shot because a lot of people felt that he won that fight and Josh Taylor won via split decision, they might put him back in there. You never know. They might put him back in. There's a big chance that Josh Taylor will be facing Jack Catterall before Regis Prograis. Now, as far as the talk that's coming up from 135, I like it, man. It's not the first time that people been talking about 135, right? It's not the first time. I was there, goddamn paragliding over that bitch when, Teo was down there. And it was the same thing now, man. It was just constant attacks, people just going at whatever fighter. Teo was the target back then. Teo should be doing this. Teo should be doing that. Teo. Every time you turn around, it was Teo, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was Teo. And his name was only attached majority of the time to one person. See, Gervonta Davis was there, but they didn't too much attach Teo's name to Gervonta Davis like that. Gervonta was doing his own thing, but his name was attached to Devin Haney. So, boom, you get that shake up right there. You know what I'm saying? Push pull effect, right? And then everything plays itself out. Teo moves up to 140 after losing his titles. Devin goes and completes the Aussie double. The whole environment down there has changed to lightweight, right? We have new faces, everything. So now we have the Devin Haney situation, Gervonta Davis. People been talking about, well, there's trash talk going on of some 135ers want to fight Regis Prograis. And then you got some 135ers want to face Teofimo Lopez. This shit ain't gonna never stop, man. But the ones who are insinuating that you can just move up and face Regis and that guy's gonna be an easy go and you're gonna get your Dinas Ugas effect, and you're sadly mistaken, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what they've been watching with Regis, but last time I checked, he only has one loss. He has one loss, and he's a strong fighter. He's been in there, man. Like I said before, he's been champion, world champion for, and he's world champion again. So, do I want to see some of the big names go in there and face Regis? Absolutely. I don't think his check not clearing is going to force him out the sport. I think absolutely He's gonna be back, and I'm very curious to see who they're gonna match him up with. I really want to see who they're gonna match him up with, because at this point in Regis' career, he needs some big fights. Like, I'm talking about something to get people up and say, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been wanting to see. This is what I've been wanting to see right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they want to see something exciting at 140, man. You got Ponce, Jose Ramirez, somebody he want to fight Regis. Of course, you got Tio himself, Teofimo Lopez, Guaranteon Russell, Roller Romero, Montana Love just did some WWE shit. Liam Paro. You know, you have Pedraza still's there. Sandra Martin fights next week. Richard Comey still in the cut. You know, you have these people, but it seems like the more buzz that's precipitating down to 140 is coming from the 135 talk. Seriously, that's what it seems like to me. It's coming more so from the 35 talk, and then people want to see Teofimo Lopez fight somebody like Regis Prograis, which would be a very, very competitive fight from both sides. I like it. I like it. Another fight I'm looking forward to, of course, is Juan Estrada and Ronan Gonzalez. You know, this fight, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not like it's gotten a lot of promo, but the way it played out and everything was just weird and strange. You know what I'm saying? Roman Gonzalez already had a win up on Juan Estrada. They fight in a rematch. The fight's close enough for people to pretty much be uncertain as to a definitive winner. It comes out to be Juan Estrada. Then everything else takes place with him being elevated to franchise, right? Vacating his WBC title. So Rungvisai was the contender that was next in line for the WBC. He was going to face Carlos Cudras. He ended up coming down with COVID. Then comes the birth and surgence of Jesban Rodriguez. He goes in there and defeats Carlos Cudras, right? Then turn around and face Rungvisai, who was out from COVID. He stops Rungvisai, and you would think, well, you know, they're talking about Bam as just new star, this sensation, fight of the year candidate, and everything else. He decides he want to move down a division to flyweight. So it brings us back to Juan Estrada and Roman Gonzalez, a.k.a. Chocolatito. Now they're finally stepping back in the square to face one another in a trilogy. And it's going down this week. The weird part about that is that that's actually a solid fight. You know what I'm saying? That's actually a solid fight. People are gonna, you know, kind of have their eyes honed in on if Roman Gonzalez is gonna show his age in this fight or whatever. I don't know, but it's definitely going down, man. It's been flying under the radar, just like freaking Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. Like that trilogy, it's just this fight been flying under the radar. Not too much has been said about it. You know, Juan Estrada is a multi-division champion, just like Chocolatito. I like the fight. You know, I like the fight, man. In this article, Boxing Scene says relationship predates Estrada's near 15-year pro career, having met the trainer at age 15 upon moving to Puerto Penasco, Mexico, more than 17 years later. The relationship remains one of the two constant in Estrada's life. He said, I feel like all the sacrifices, the effort, and the hard training sessions because boxing isn't easy. I think it's one of the most difficult sports out there, and I'm happy and grateful to my trainer, Alfredo Camballo, who has been with me since I was 15. My wife and family have also supported me, and I think that allows me to keep moving forward. It makes me very happy because I feel I've achieved a lot more than I expected to. Estrada's 43 victories in, 3 defeats, 28 coming by way of knockout, people. You know what I'm saying? Will attempt the 5th defense of his lineal 115-pound crown in his 3rd meeting with Roman Gonzalez, a.k.a. Chocolatito. The vacant WBC title is also at stake for their rubber match, and this Saturday at the Zone from Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. And like I said before, that's the weird part about this deal. When I heard that they was going to include the WBC title back in there, the biggest question I had was that just what are they going to do with the franchise, first of all? And then this proves that Mauricio Sulaiman, like I always say, he's going to make that franchise belt important whenever he sees fit. Whenever he sees fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you double back, fight for the vacant WBC, which you petitioned for the franchise belt, and you the same fighter who vacated it? 2 fights happened. One is stopped. The person who was in line, he was stopped because he didn't fight the opponent that he was supposed to for the title. And then the actual winner, Jess Rodriguez, he's moving back down the flyweight. So now the belt comes back to allow somebody to pick up another title and all this other shit. But it doesn't make any sense that they're just going to put that on the line. And then what happened to the franchise title? Where's all that coming to play? So be tuned in for that. That'll be at 115 pounds, man. That's super flyweight, division right below bantamweight. It's 118. He goes on to say, him being Warren Estrada, he said, when I moved at 15, that's when I thought this is going to be my career. I finished secondary school. I started upper secondary, but I was moving around to fight a lot in different towns in Mexico. I missed lots of classes, so I decided to fully commit to boxing. I left upper secondary, signed up to the English course, dropped out of it, and to be honest, I was more focused on boxing than studying because I set myself the goal of becoming world champion one day. All right. As I say, from 15 years old, that's my goal. I said, one day, I'm going to be world champion, and that's what the reason is for going to Hermosillo. I mean, that's a very solid backstory. He said, they are what motivates me. Them being his family, siblings, and everybody. They came to visit me a week ago before I'd not seen them for a month. And I was happy because my kids are growing up, and all of them are my motivation. And when I go into the ring, and even in training, I'm doing it for them. They're the ones that always motivate me. That's good shit right there. I'm looking forward to that fight. Seriously. I really want to see that fight. It's such an and a lot of people should say, that Chocolatito should be up 2-0. You know what I'm saying? But they get what they want, man. They get what they want. They come back around the fight in a trilogy, and that's the way it is, man. It's not too much else that can be talked about when it comes to these two. It's just amazing that they fighting for a belt that he never lost. Mauricio Sulaiman thought it'd be cool to elevate him, to take him out the mandatory of screwing over Sor Rungfasai, right? and just elevated him to franchise champion. But in between time, he didn't face freaking Chocolatito. Like, it was just for him to really Heisman, Sor Rungfasai, keep him out the way, and make him fight somebody else for the vacant WBC instead of fighting Warren Estrada again. So he gets COVID. It just works all downhill from there. He gets COVID, don't get a chance to win a title against Warren Kudros, because a lot of people think he more than likely could have beat Kudros, right? Kudros go in there and loses to Bam Rodriguez. Bam come in there and stops So Rungfasai. The shit don't stop, bro. The shit don't stop, man. That's just crazy, bro. Tony Boswell on deck. Salute to you, Tony. Much respect at WCS and the chat. Stop there and show support and hit the like button. Says TB in the building, man. Andrew Charles on deck, man. WCS salute to you, brother. It'll definitely be a good fight. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now, moving on to the heavyweight division, right? We all know since Deontay Wilder is waiting on his next fight. Since he's been gone, man, I mean, we're talking about the sunshine, the rays, just some positive light. Positive light and attention that was shed on the heavyweight division. Even when they were saying what they were saying about Deontay Wilder, they were saying about what they were saying for Fury. It just, people was talking and talking and talking about the heavyweight division. Now it's just turned into really, dude, you look at it, it just turned into something that you don't even know what the storyline is no more. At least we know Wilder Fury was a thing. It was actual solid. But now we don't know anything that's going on that makes sense. Like, you got two individuals. We only have one step left. One step left. Just like Lomachenko had with T.O. They elevated. Right? We have a individual who is legitimate WBC champion. And we have a legitimate unified champion. And it will make for an easy result for both of these guys to meet up in the ring and settle the score for undisputed heavyweight world champion. But no, it's everything opposite of that. Alexander Usyk, it keeps coming out. He gonna fight this person, this person, this person. Tyson Fury, he's about to step in there with Derek Chisora. They did a face-off and everything. And, at one point in time in the face-off, Tyson Fury stuck his hand out and said, yeah, I'm going to knock you out and stop you. And he had his hand out to shake hands on it. And Chisora was like, no. So before they shook hands, Chisora spit in his hand. And then Tyson Fury spit in his hand and they shook hands. I was like, okay, man. Hand sanitizer, please. I mean, it's good that he's giving him opportunity like Wilder gave him. Wilder gave Fury opportunity. Fury is giving, Derek Chisora a paycheck for being a good guy. Derek Chisora is coming off, defeating Kubrat Pulev. So I'm guessing Tyson Fury finding in his kindness to take care of his countrymen. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of. Because why else would he think that at the end of the day that the fight fans want to see him fight Derek Chisora? Nobody want to see him fight Derek Chisora, bro. I mean, Tyson's just too big. He's going to outclass this guy. And if Derek Chisora runs out of gas against Tyson, who has proven he can tote that load, you know what I'm saying, that close to 300 load that he has, you know what I'm saying, balanced on top of his ankles, he can tote that load and he can box with it too. Not too many people can be that big and be able to move the way he moved. Derek Chisora, he's going to have his moments where he try to land a big shot. It's not like it's impossible. It's impossible for Tyson Fury to touch the canvas. It's not impossible. It's just Derek Chisora has power with some fighters. You feel me? So we're not really checking that off as Yeah, Deontay was able to drop Fury several times, so Derek Chisora should be able to do the same thing. That's not the case. You know, styles make fights. I don't see that shit happening like that at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him getting a knockdown on Fury. I just don't see it. I think Tyson Fury is gonna smother this guy pretty good. You know, bust him up on the inside, tire him out, lean that heavy frame on Chisora, get him all nice and lethargic, fatigued, and stop him. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no Kubrat Pulev situation. You know, this guy is heavy. He's gonna use that weight to lean on you, make you work harder than what you thought you was gonna work. And you're gonna test them wheels out, man. Once them wheels go flat, Tyson Fury is gonna get you up out of there, man. Martin King Boxing, salute to you, brother. And big shout out to the Top Rank card that's going down. As I said before, you have the Top Rank card that's going down at Madison Square Garden. You know, shout out to Jahad Tucker gonna be on deck with some other people, some other big name people, of course. But Jahad Tucker is gonna be on deck, contending for his 10th professional fight in the company of the Shushu Carringtons, Keyshawn Davises, Xander Zayas. You know what I'm saying? Jared Anderson's gonna be in the building. Teofimo Lopez headlining. You know what I'm saying? Once again, so you know, and then we go across. We got Terrence Crawford and BOK Prime. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting David Avanesian. It's going down. Of course, with everything that we're seeing leading up to this, I'm talking about all the archery practice, everything. The fans ain't gonna really be satisfied for this fight until they see until they hear the first bell, and then they in there fighting, and then from then on they just gonna want to see how everything plays out with those fighters, and they're gonna take their data, and some is gonna be good data and some gonna be bad data. But we all know that they're gonna demand, the selfish ones, the ones that always sit up here talking shit about Crawford, they're gonna get on here and demand answers. If he don't stop the dude, he can say how he didn't stop that guy. He had way more tough. Now they want to talk about Crawford's resume in the light to compare it to something he should have did, when in reality every debate that you hear about people talking about Crawford's record, they say, oh, that's just TKOs. That wasn't nothing. That wasn't no KO. Now if he don't stop this guy, now they're gonna use his record to highlight, hey, he was stopping, he TKO all these guys, and you get Ambola. You know what I'm saying? You got Ambola in there, Arazian, Ambien. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say, man, this guy came out of nowhere and he couldn't get him up out of there, man. Spence gonna kill this dude. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna come in here and start making all these damn trinkets, these trinkets of a narrative, and say, yeah, man, he couldn't even get Dave Evanesian up out of it. He went the distance with him. But then I'll be petty. I say, didn't Sean Porter go the distance with Sebastian Formella? Nobody gets, ill-tempered and mad when they hear Sebastian Formella. Sean Porter went the distance with Sebastian Formella, for God's sake. He wasn't even trying to put the paws on that guy. He was just moving around doing what I was like, God damn, he picking up a check for this too. So I'm just saying, if Crawford doesn't stop this guy, they're going to be like, oh man, he washed up, man. Him and Spence definitely should fight now. But see, they're not going to look at the fighters that Spence didn't stop either. And then that's going to make for a whole nother debate. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make for a whole nother debate. WCS debates the YTC universe. They're talking about Crawford's washed up because he didn't stop him. And then I say, well, shit, this is an easy one. This is the easy one right here. At the end of the day, that's an easy debate right here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a hashtag man down and the man is up at the final bell, then it ain't man down. It ain't man, even in a knockout. You know what I'm saying? If your Dennis Uga was still on his feet when the bell rung, that's a TKO. I mean, you're gonna take that, right? So they'll praise, him being the eye collector, so to speak. But then again, they're talk shit about Crawford's record with him having 6 stoppages, all TKOs. You know what I'm saying? So he's going for his 6th defense over there. Whereas, in Madison Square Garden, we have a lot of upcoming talent, of course. Some going to be fighting for a title up the road. You know what I'm saying? Up the road, good little bit, several exits up the road. But you keep seeing the Olympians in the building. They're going to continue to push them hard, feed them competition, continue to put them in there where they can make a check, and then provide them more exposures to the boxing fans. I like it. I like these young lions that go in there and continue to impress. Real talk. One talent that's in the welterweight division, like I always mention, Jahad Tucker is absolutely in the welterweight division, and people should definitely know he's climbing the ladder. He's there already. He's in the welterweight division. It's just you have to be patient with the calendar on what Top Rank plan on doing with him. How they plan on moving him, who they're gonna move him to fight. When should he, break into the top 15? All that plays a big role, man. All that plays a big role. So, it's going to be a heavy-ass fight card, man. It's going to be a lot of anticipation on both sides. Seriously, it's going to be a lot of anticipation. Because, for one, you have 2 cards going down at the same time. The heavier card and the most watched card that's pending will be Top Rank. But also you will have that vested interest from fans to tune over there to BLK Prime and see what's going on with the hottest topic on boxing, Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what it is. Don't play. That's what it is, man. They're gonna be peeking their nose over there, whether they crack streaming or not. They're gonna pay attention and they're gonna do what they do, man. They're gonna be on here whining and crying. Oh man, look at that, man. I don't even think those are the right gloves that they approved in the back. Man, I don't think those gloves. Ain't Terrence's glove flopping? Chisora chance as good as mine when the Lottie Fury got to decide how beautiful he wants to KO Chisora, hardest part of the night. Yeah, Fury, man, has proven that he can adapt to situations. He's big. He can drive that Tonka truck of a frame that he got. It don't have to be a smooth ride for Fury. He's been in there, dirty or not. Fury been in there with the best of them. ESPN Plus or The Zone Saturday, both gonna be live. Yes, sir. Totally agree with you. Both of them gonna be live and live in color for real. At WCS, why they call him Art Park if they couldn't spell, man. I never seen so many people up here mispronouncing the name purposely, dog. David Aardvark, Arvanesian. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just disrespect that they showed this man making all sorts of freaking titles for his name, man. And look, to be honest, I don't know how many effigies was made with this guy memeing. They memeing this guy, but it's just the fucked up part about it. Like, people always want to talk about common opponents, but then to a fighter that they hate so dearly, all I'm seeing is this Kavalaskis, Avanesian fight. And then, once again, like I said, they'll bring this fight of Kavalaskis defeating Avanesian only because Crawford has stopped Igis Kavalaskis, and now he's stepping in with Avanesian. So therefore, they trying to downplay it. Like, one of your opponents that you stopped went in there and stopped him. So this guy ain't nothing. You already beat the guy who beat the guy. And then you about to go beat the guy who fought the guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just going to put all these twists and turns on that shit and make it seem like the guy ain't worthy to be in there. But yes, he is. He's worthy. He's worthy. Go ahead and goddamn, let's get this popping. You know what I'm saying? And so we can get to 23. Stop playing. Stop playing. Man down been missing. It has. You know what I'm saying? Just like he told Custard. He said it hasn't been man down in a minute. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been man down in a minute unless it's just in a hashtag. We can't physically see it out here that it's been man down. We can't physically see it. We don't see it no more. We haven't seen it in a minute. This ain't Algeria, nigga. This ain't Carlos Ocampo. You know what I'm saying? From my understanding, when I was watching you and Lamont Peterson, I'm for sure Lamont Peterson was on his feet. I could have sworn he took a beating. You know what I'm saying? But he was on his feet, though. Ninjas never be satisfied with World Combat Sports. No, not at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you try to exert all that energy, making people happy on here, you're going to find out that's not going to be the case. And then you have a lot of individuals that roam in cliques that want to try to, have strength in numbers to team up on people when they teach their kids not to do the same shit. They want to sit up here and try to be rebellers, agitators, you know what I'm saying, marauders, mongerers. They want to be around here clicking up on people and talking all this shit, but yet they trying to raise their family not to be that. No, don't do this. Don't do that. And then they get the shock of their life. Well, if you don't want me to go around talking to people all kind of way and stuff like that, I was just listening to your YouTube. That's sort of what you do. Right, Mom? Don't put me in it. No, Mom. You remember we was back there listening and we was both shaking our head looking at each other like, oh, God, what's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's your father. No, that's your husband. No, that's your father. That's your husband. That pointing finger. I'm like, there, you get out here and you be talking that mad shit, dog. There's no need for me to close out the year and say, you know what, as a New Year resolution, I hope in 2023 that we really find our purpose for YouTube. For real. I hope we really find our purpose on YouTube. I hope people can join together and we can walk as... No, it's not going to happen. Because you have too many people up here blinded that YouTube is going to get them to the promised land. I'm telling you, people. People are sitting... Look, listen to me, people. They believe this is where you get to the promised land, man. And then, look, for those individuals that know that they were the instigators, antagonists, and all that shit, and you got what you got in 22, don't go around and tell people it's all about jealousy. Don't try to now switch it up. It goes from ego to jealousy. It goes from disrespect to jealousy. Just because somebody won't stay off your ass. You know, people want to say, okay, it's jealousy now. It's not. It's just, it's always going to be like that on YouTube because people have difference of opinions. People speak on topics differently. They support certain fighters. You know what I'm saying? And they believe that one person may feel the way they do. I feel the way I do. And then it may come to a head where these two disagreements have a collision. And that's when you see the debates play out on YouTube. And people up here acting like they grew up together. They sit up here acting like they grew up together, like they was best as friends. And man, shit gets stupid personal, man. And they want to damn cease communication. You know what I'm saying? And look, this is kind of off topic of the debate, but you saw with Coach, the guy that I guess he admitted to it, so it ain't like I'm making it up. He called up there and threatened him, and then the feds came a knocking. So what he tried to do is save face and call up there and be hard about it, and basically insinuate the Coach, the one went to the feds to report the incident. Now we all understand when somebody come and threaten your life is much more outside the space of YTC. You know what I'm saying? YTC, the platform, the atmosphere of social media. Okay? Non-physical energy. But when somebody changes the non-physical energy to physical energy, and they threaten you, let's not get on here and try to play hard and say, okay, coach, is you had to go to the feds and let them know. You had to do that, and it's almost like this dude was making a point that wasn't a point. He was like, yeah, I called up here and said what I said to you, but before that, you had said this about me and you had said that about me. If you can't dish it out, I mean, if you can't take it, don't dish it out, right? But see, he has to understand one thing: the shit talking from a host, and you're visiting his channel, you're mad of some of the comments that he made about you. So therefore, you get to a boiling point where the barometer breaks, and you said, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to test his temperature. You threaten the man, and then try to put it out to the media. Oh, he snitched. He snitched. You know what I'm saying? He snitched. You trying to insinuate that he snitched on something that was a threatening situation. It became very, very dangerous because everybody was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was then chiming in and talking about that threat. And then you call back on there trying to say, oh man, they came to my door. Okay, they came to your door. But yet and still, there was a reason for them to be at your door. But I don't know what's up with these dudes trying to come back on here and tell his subscribers that he snitched. He snitched. So what if he told? So freaking what, dog? You took it to a whole nother level of threatening a man's life. Come on, man. We don't have to have a level of intelligence to figure this all out, man. It requires no brainstorming or troubleshooting. Like, come on, man. The act that you committed, you try to call back up there and save face, man. It is what it is at that time. You know, don't nobody owe you that time anyway on their platform. So you got that time to explain yourself, but you was dead ass wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? You was dead ass wrong at what you did. What's going on? Boxing conversation with Reggie Owens on deck, man. What it do? Tony said, good night, God bless. World Combat Sports in the chat. The medicine got me ready for bed. Salute to you, Tony. That was surreal. The dude was the epitome of a victim. It was, man. It was just unfortunate how everything played out. This is YouTube, though. This is social media. I mean, it's a lot of fake stuff that goes on that plays out, you know, in that case. It's some dudes that they always want to damn take non-physical and turn it to physical, but yet they the ones telling people how good they love to see their family, how they love their kids and all that, but they want to bring the shit to the streets. I'm just saying. I can't wait to see exactly what happened again. I was there yesterday, but it was so much content and what Money B exposed about a lot of people in boxing community can't just be satisfied. Yeah, for sure. And that was a damn good. Yeah, shout out to Coach and his live. Y'all be sure to check that live out. It was, man. And shout out to Rick Glaser, man. You know, it's always good seeing Rick Glaser pull up. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with the boxing listeners. I know a lot of people don't like Rick. That ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? You and him, for whatever reason you don't like the dude, I get it. I'm not trying to sit up here and goddamn put his freaking popularity on the auction block either. Reggie say salute OG at WCS. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Y'all definitely check out Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens over there doing his thing as always. But man, that's all I got on this topic. Real talk. This is a short one tonight. Hey, y'all stay tuned to the channel, man. Appreciate everyone for pulling up as always. And hit the like button on your way out. And we'll do it again, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.